Welcome to Shonia Studio. In this playlist you can watch crime stories from all over the world, where apart from gaining knowledge about crime stories in other parts of the world, it can also provide knowledge about, for example, the culture and habits of the people in that country. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel if you like our video. Thank you. After in several previous videos I told the criminal story of Jessica Patel, in this video I will tell a criminal story about a woman named Nisha Patel. I don't know if Nisha Patel is related to Jessica Patel because they both use the name Patel. The case is Nisha Patel and her husband Fadi Nasri, which occurred at Wembley, England in 2006. Nisha is a police officer, and also owns a beauty salon business. Until one day, she was celebrating her third wedding anniversary, with her husband. A terrible thing happened. Before we continue, please support this channel first, by clicking the subscribe button, and also turning on the notifications. So that next time, for example, I upload something exciting, you're the first person to know. As usual, we first met a woman who was born in 1977, named Nisha Patel. She is a Hindu from India. But then to change her fate, Nisha and her younger brother, Ketan Patel, tried their luck. They then moved to England. Nisha initially worked in a factory, and with her savings she opened a beauty salon. While her younger brother Ketan works in a paper industry. Because she loves England and also wants to increase her financial income, Nisha then joined as special constable. So this is a kind of volunteer tasked with maintaining security in England. Their duties are the same as police in general. Safe the streets, catch criminals, regulate traffic, and also help people. They will receive a salary, but will not get a pension. It's different from official officers, who have to go through a special education route, the police academy. In 2002, it is said that Nisha met a handsome man, from Beirut, Lebanon, named Fadi Nasri. Because they happened to have the same religion, they finally clicked, and decided to get married. Actually, Nisha's brother, Ketan Patel, didn't agree with her sister's marriage. Because according to Ketan, Fadi is a person whose job is not clear, as if it is not permanent. Often lies about the whereabouts of his parents. Even at the age of 33, Fadi doesn't seem to be honest about his marital status. Once he admitted he was a widower, once he admitted he was still single. It seems like Fadi likes to forget his own lies. However, it seems that because she was blinded by love, Nisha still loved and married Fadi Nasri. Then in May 2013, they got married, without the presence of parents or family from Fadi's side. Shonia Studio is a channel of crime stories from around the world. Please you like and subscribe this channel if you like our criminal stories. Thank you. In fact, it was clear what Fadi's job was, until he married Nisha, only lies and untruths emerged. Fadi often goes out of town, for business reasons, because his family is sick, but he never shows which family. His wife Nisha, I think she's too busy, with her business and work. So she doesn't want to think negatively about the same thing, all of her husband's reasons. The most important thing for Nisha is that her husband still loves her, and isn't having an affair. It seems like that's all that's simple in Nisha's mind. And her husband, Fadi Nasri, is a very cunning person. Because he knows how to treat Nisha extraordinary. He often buys gifts she likes, gives flowers, invites her to romantic dinners, and always praises Nisha's beauty, who is said to be like a fairy godmother. Even though they haven't had children yet, Fadi is still really affectionate. Until they entered their third year of marriage, on the 10th of May 2016. Fadi also gave her a diamond ring, and a special dinner, at one of the famous restaurants in the city of Wembley. This was done to celebrate their third wedding anniversary. Fadi is the best at making Nisha fly, with all his sweet flirting, and warm smiles, which make the blood flow throughout Nisha's body. Fadi's sweet words always make Nisha's adrenaline waver. Even the special gift prepared by Fadi made her heart beat fast, like a drum, about to go to war. Fadi's treatment for his wife was truly spectacular. However, this is often a question for Nisha, because it turns out that Fadi is not ready to be a father. For various reasons, Fadi said he didn't want to have children. Nisha also understood, and thought she was just waiting for the right moment. The next day, the 11th of May, 2006, Fadi said he had work out of town, and required him to leave his beloved wife, who was as sweet as a princess, alone at home. Nisha had just come home from work and had stopped by her beauty salon. After taking a shower, suddenly the house seemed like someone had broken in. Still wearing a bathrobe, Nisha tried to check out of the room. She thought maybe her husband came home a little early. That's when she could see a tall dark figure coming towards her near the bedroom door, and immediately stabbed her with a knife. The black figure immediately ran away. With all his strength she walked out of the house to ask for help. It was said that while screaming Nisha managed to reach the busy street. She collapsed. And several neighbors started to help her, while calling the police on 999. After the police arrived, it turned out that Nisha was declared dead at the crime scene. Her younger brother, Ketan Patel, who couldn't sleep at that time, tried to call her older sister. But he didn't pick it up. He had a bad feeling. He went to Nisha's house and was very surprised because it turned out that Nisha was already dead. Shonia Studio is a channel of crime stories from around the world. Please you like and subscribe this channel if you like our criminal stories. Thank you. With the death of Nisha Nasri, the police and Nisha's family are wondering who really hates Nisha. And very intent on killing her. Even though, inside the house it looks like the window was broken deliberately, as if a robber had entered. Her wallet and bag were also not at home. But after checking Nisha's car in the garage, all her wallets and bags were there. But it's strange why a lot of Nisha's diamond jewelry in the room wasn't taken. This actually gives the impression that the case was a fake robbery. Fadi's husband, who kept crying after Nisha left, then revealed something quite surprising to the police. Especially to Detective Nick Scola, who was handling Nisha's case at that time. Fadi admitted to the police that he worked in limousine rental, and said that a week before the incident occurred, a woman often texted and sent voice messages with threats, because she was not satisfied with the limousine service. Fadi showed the SMS to the police as evidence. Apart from that, the police also managed to gather several eyewitnesses around Nisha's house on the night of the incident. And there were at least 3 witnesses who said they saw a tall, dark figure, wearing a hoodie, covering his head, running from Nisha's residence, in great panic. The police noted that it was very likely that the tall black figure was the perpetrator who stabbed Nisha Nasri. The next development is, anyone close to her, who might know Nisha, has the figure described by several of the witnesses. Turns out there wasn't any later. The police are also going to look for a motive, anyone who has had problems with Nisha recently. Hard to find. Until one day, her brother, Ketan Patel, told the police that since Nisha's death, her husband Fadi's behavior had started to become strange. During family gatherings, Fadi often received repeated calls and answered the phone in a whisper. Fadi was also seen having 4 cell phones, which Ketan only now realized. And the 4 cell phones always with him often ring. After that, Fadi was seen taking out his cell phone from behind a plant pot in his yard. Ketan even caught Fadi cutting off his cell phone's SIM card. One day, Ketan's brother said, went to the bank to ask about her sister, Nisha's account. It is said that Fadi took a large amount of funds from there. Because it turns out that Nisha and Fadi have a joint account that both of them can withdraw from. In the end, many of the cell phones became suspicious to the police and then they succeeded in confiscating all of Fadi's cell phones. Fadi said, "Oh please, just check all my cell phones." He didn't realize that one of his cell phones had a SIM card system installed in the cell phone. So I don't know whether he forgot or thought he had removed all his cell phone SIM cards. The point is, he already feels safe. Even though data was traced from the cell phone that he called the same number back and forth on the day Nisha died. Even a few days before. After tracing the number, it belonged to Roger Leslie. He is a recidivist who has been imprisoned for firearms and drug crimes. Then the police arrested Roger Leslie for questioning. It turned out that Roger Leslie's cell phone number also called another number back and forth, namely Tony Emanuel, a nightclub promoter. The police tried to match the DNA on the knife used to stab Nisha with Leslie's DNA, but it didn't match. Likewise, Emanuel's DNA didn't match until a lie detector test was carried out. And Leslie was the one who opened his mouth about all this tragedy. This is where Leslie admitted that he was asked by Fadi Nasri to find a hired man to end the life of his wife, Nisha Nasri, with a payment agreement of £100,000. Finally, Leslie found someone who wanted to be the executor, namely the previous Jason Jones. Jason Jones, been involved in a drug trafficking case. Also he was the large figure seen by the witnesses that night. Jason Jones' DNA also matched the DNA on the crime knife. The police immediately detained Fadi Nasri. In fact, Fadi and the executor Jason Jones did not know each other. No communication either. So everything really comes from the intermediary, Leslie. That's why when he was arrested and interviewed by the police, Fadi chose to remain silent and did not want to comment. Likewise with Jason Jones, who always has no comment whenever asked by the police. So what was Fadi's motive for paying someone to kill his own wife? Even though Fadi remained silent and said he didn't want to reveal his motive, the police investigation found many strange things in Fadi's life. It turns out that Fadi was in Lebanon, still had a legitimate wife and children, then he moved to England to look for a better job. Then Fadi had a young and very beautiful girlfriend in London. But it seems that Fadi's job is not permanent, making him rack his brains about how to make money. He also got to know Nisha, who had a smooth business and a good job, That's why Fadi always kept his family a secret, and had no intention of having children with Nisha. A week before Nisha died, he took out life insurance for his wife, worth £350,000, and secretly mortgaged their house, worth £400,000. Because he really intends to run away with his lover in London. Apart from that, it is known that Nisha is also often angry, because Fadi likes to withdraw large amounts of money from their account, which is given to his girlfriend in London, and to his wife's children in Lebanon. Just for your information, the two of them apparently have a lot of savings. Where it comes from is later at the end. I will tell you another astonishing thing. Until then, on the 25th of June, 2018, the judge and jury sentenced Roger Leslie, because he was found guilty. He was imprisoned for life, and could be released on bail, after 18 years in prison. Meanwhile, Fadi Nasri and Jason Jones were also jailed for life, and can be released on bail, after serving 20 years in prison. Meanwhile, Tony Emanuel, who testified he only worked as a driver, and didn't know that it was a criminal plan, was acquitted, because the jury believed his story. The family and the police are quite satisfied. Shonia Studio is a channel of crime stories from around the world. Please you like and subscribe this channel if you like our criminal stories. Thank you. Even more strange is that 2 years after this case was completed, the police revealed that Nisha Nasri had used her police membership card to borrow credit funds from a financial company, and then was able to run away without paying the installments. Not just one company, but several financial companies were involved with Nisha, so it turns out that here and there, Nisha Nasri is a fugitive from the police. Also for the loan fraud case, that's why she has a lot of savings. What do you think is the punishment for the three of them, too light or enough? Anyway, it turns out that Nisha is also a con artist. Comment below. If you like this video, don't forget to click like. And also the share button. For those who are stopping by for the first time, or have stopped by often, but haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the subscribe button first, and also turn on the notifications, so that next time, for example, if I upload a new video, you will be the first to know. And don't forget to watch all my other videos. Remember, keep doing good. Thank you.